Okay, hopefully we are recording. This is Blender. This is the program that I use to make the 3D text. So we're going to try and see how this works. So what we're going to do is when you first open Blender, you're going to see a screen like this. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to delete the cube on my screen. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to add some text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the space bar A and add text, and then click on add text, and you'll get a little symbol like this. Then what I'm going to do is press my tab button, and that will allow me to edit my text. So I'm going to backspace out of that, and I'm just going to type in something simple like let's try hello. It's fairly simple. Okay, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to open this up a little bit, and I'm going to come over here to font and click on font, and then down here you'll see extrude, and I'm just going to type in 0.30, which will extrude that and give it some depth. Then when I'm going to come up to material, and I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to give it some color. So I'm going to come down here to right underneath specular, and you will have this pop up, and I'm just going to make it blue, and there we go, and that should go to blue, but oops, clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Okay, blue. And let's bring this back to white here. Sorry about that, but you can play with it. It's, you know, it's like anything else. Okay, so now we have blue. So let's go down here, click on edit mode, and go back into object mode. Okay, so if I press the number 3 on my number pad, it will allow me to have my plane go looking from the side, and I want to move this below the plane. Okay, and then I can press 7, and this will let me look right on top of the area that we're going to be working with. So now what I want to do is I want to add a plane. So I'm going to push Shift Add, A for add, and type in add plane. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We have our plane added, and again what we did was you press the space bar, A for add, sorry about that, this is dryer, and then typed in add plane. You can see it's orange around the edges, and what we're going to do is we are going to push S for size, and we're going to make our plane bigger. Okay, now what we're going to do again is we're going to add some let's add some color to it, just so I can show you how to do that. And we're going to new, and let's pick something like yellow, because I like yellow. That's a good color. Okay, so now what we want to do is let's grab our camera, and we're going to right click on our camera, and grab the little red bar, and let's move our camera over to the center and click on the green arrow and move it a little closer to that. Now if you want to see what your camera sees, press 0 on your number pad and now you can see what your camera sees. So let's get our text into view. Let's press 0 again, get out of that. Let's press 3, get a side view. Let's move our text. Right click on our text and move it up with the blue arrow and press 0 again. Now we can see our text. Okay, I'm going to right click on the camera box, that's what we see, and I am going to rotate on the y-axis, and I'm going to push R and Y, and there we go, and then I'll left click on that to lock it. And then what I can do is right click on the x-axis and see, I can move it that way, and right click on the Y. And move it into position so that we can, and I'm just pushing R by itself to rotate that around. And I think I'm going to get out of this view and go to 7 and just move my camera over a little bit, and I'm going to click on my text, and up here in font on the little F, and I'm going to move the center of my text to center justification. Now let's have that. Okay, that's a little better. It's not perfect, but it's going to give you an idea of what's going on here. So if you want to see it animated a little bit, you can push F12 and that will show you your animation. Okay, let's push escape and get out of that. 0, let's get out of our camera view, and 3, we'll go to the side view because I'm going to quickly animate this. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to split the area, and then left click, and then I'm going to come over here. There's a little box on the far left, click on that. I'm going to turn that into a timeline. I'm going to go down below it, and I'm going to click that into a dope sheet. I'm not going to get into explaining what those are in this tutorial, it just takes too long. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can see my little record bar. Okay, we're going to start on frame 1. And so what we're going to do is we're going to click that and move our text below our plane. And you can see down here those little triangles. That's an indication that's where we're going to start. Okay, we're going at about 24 frames per second. So if I click right here at 25 frames and move my text up there, that gives me 25 frames. That's approximately 1 second. Now what I can do is I'm going to draw this out a little farther, and I'm going to push right click on the second set of triangles down here and push G to grab it, and I'm going to drag this out to about 150 frames. No, let's not go that much. Let's make this a little shorter. Let's do this at about just under 100. Okay, I'm going to end this at 110 frames, just so it doesn't take long to animate. Okay, and if we want to see what happens, we can run that back, and if we push play, it's going to play, and there you can see our text moving. Ta-da! Okay, and let's go to a different view. Let's go to our camera view, and here we can see it coming up through. Okay, so let's stop that. Let's put her back up at the thing at the beginning, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up here. Let me make this wider, and we're going to come here to scene, the little bars. Okay, and what we want to, sorry, I had the right one. We want to type in what this is. I'm just going to type this in as hello, and we want this to be an MPEG file, and then right over here there's a little folder that's going to tell us where we're going to store that. I'm going to go to Documents and Settings, and Administrator, My Documents, and My Videos, and then I'm going to just save that in My Videos. I'll come up here to Accept, and we're all set up, and I'm going to click on Render, and then Render Animation. Okay, there we go. We are rendering, and I will come back when this is done rendering. Okay, so here we are in the final stretch of this video tutorial. Here is Camtasia. This is what I use to do the second portion of the video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the media. In this case, it's in My Videos, and let's find it. Here it is. Let's open that up. Okay, there's our video file right here, and what I did is I drag it down here, and I use my settings at I like 640 by 480 myself, but there's any number that you can choose from. Okay, I also wanted to go into my pictures, let's see here, there it is, and bring that in because we're going to use that for a call out. Okay, so here's our video down here. We've put it into our timeline, and what I want to do is I want to put a call out in and add a call out. In this case, I want to add an image. There we go. Let's add that. And before I do anything else, use fade out here. We want to get rid of the fade out, but we want to, let's grab this, let's move this over and shorten it, and let's add a fade in, and what I did was I took, made it smaller, and grabbed it and put it over here in the corner. Okay, and then I want to add another call out here, and we did a text call out here. There again, get rid of that, and I just wanted to okay, up here I'm going to choose my font, and I'm going to give it a bold and a little shadow, and I'm going to move it over here. Make that a little smaller, and let's just say, hello, how are you today? Okay, that's just a little call out text that's going to fade in, and if I run this back to the beginning and push play, you can see in our little box here a preview of our movie. Here's our 124 coming up, and bam, there's our little text. Now, however, this here is, I want that to be translucent. So let's click on this call out here, and right here under the effects button, let's go to transparency, and let's click that at 50%, and there you go. Bam! So if we run that back a little bit, you can see it comes up, but it's still transparent, so you can kind of see through it. So there you go. And then all I did with Camtasia is I went to produce and share, and you can load it right up to YouTube or your blog or a CD, or just save it as a computer file. And a lot of times I'll just also I can upload to Camtasia's site, which is screencast.com. So there are several options with Camtasia, which is one of the reasons I like it. However, if you have a MacBook, you can use iMac, or most computers come preloaded with Windows Movie Maker, which is a really decent video editing tool, which I also like to use. So if you have any questions there, feel free to let me know. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful.